So you want to leave your body, huh? Huh. Well, sorry to tell you, you already do. You already have. You're that guy. You're that gal. You've already done it. You're accomplished. No, it wasn't a dream. Yeah, I know you think it was a dream, but it wasn't a dream. No, shh. Don't say nothing else, okay? Okay, I get it. It wasn't a dream. That was out of body. But I've been having dreams like this, and it wasn't that mind blowing to me. Shh, 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 it. Don't say no more. It was out of body. Write it down. Take a picture. Get it in your memory. Remember it. So when you have it again, you'll know what to do. See, a lot of people don't be thinking they have it out of bodies because it don't be this mind blowing experience. And they just like, oh, I ain't having them. I don't know. Well, I'm just not. You are having them. You've already succeeded. You wanted to have it, and you had it. You just didn't have it on the level that you thought you was gonna have it. And the reason you probably haven't had that experience where it was like mind blowing is because you can't even accept the experience that you've already had. You still like this is a dream, and in some cases it might be. Somebody might just be having these regular dreams, but you have to understand how out of bodies operate. And when you in the out of body, like some of y'all be talking about, I left my room and I was floating, I was flying. You're out your body. You had an out of body experience. But I think where the where it gets strange for a lot of people is that they experience things that they did not expect, and it's just like they don't understand it to a point where it's like this can't be an out of body because some people think that when you come out your body, you just in your room and you see yourself laying in a bed. But that don't happen all the time. Sometimes you come out your body and you go to a totally different place and you just figure it out. And you might see some shit that don't look normal. You might see a building that's built sideways. It just looks everything look crooked, but it's straight, but it looks crooked. You might see anything. Like so you it's easy to say, oh, that was just a dream when you start to see certain places because it's not normal to us and it's physical. But when you're there, you understand it. You know it. Like in some places you might not understand it. Some places you might just be looking at it and you be like, what is this? Like what is this? Like when I had the experience where I went to this place where I call it nothingness. Even though it's not nothingness, it's like I called it nothingness because it was formless. It was like I knew these was all conscious beings floating around me that looked transparent, but it was like they was just like water. Like it just seemed like it looked like a beautiful place, but it's like you knew somebody was there, but it was like complete peace, like the most peaceful place I've ever been. But it was like, dang, like this is kind of boring, but but it was just like flowing beings. Like I didn't know what else to call it. I just said nothingness. So I was like, yeah, that's why I call it. I haven't been back to that place though, but you will see so much like that. And a lot of times when you come out your body, sometimes you might be in the out of body experience, and you start to kind of phase out. Like eventually, the longer you learn how to stay in the out of body state, you'll realize that you'll get to a point where you start to feel like you're falling asleep. When you start to feel like you're falling asleep, you can command consciousness back. But a lot of times, it'll get you before you know what I'm saying, you catch it. A lot of times, you'll just end up waking up. It's like you can't fight it. It's like the best sleep that you like when you real sleepy and you just can't keep your eyes open. It's like you get into that state and then you end up coming back to your body. Um, but a way to command your attention back is either look at something else like the sun, look at something, look at your hands, and just command your consciousness. Like, I don't want to wake up right now. I want to keep experiencing. But you got to understand something else too when you do that. When you stay in longer than you're supposed to, I ain't saying supposed to because it's not like a time limit on it, but when you stand in a long period of time, you will start to forget more of what you experience. So if your goal is to wake up and write down your experience in the beginning, accept the short experiences. Don't try to go too long if you don't think you're going to be able to retain the information. And sometimes the only way you figure that out is by going too long and not being able to retain all the information. But it's a learning process. The way I retain information within an out of body experience, I take mental notes. So everything I see, I look at it. If I see a couch, I look at the couch. That's a nice couch. It's leather. It's brown. I look at the pictures. That's my cousin. That's my brother. That's my mama. Okay, but I never seen those pictures before. Stuck in my brain. Walk outside. The wind's blowing. It feels cool. It feels real, but more intense. I I I do mental notes the whole time I'm in it, and it's almost natural. I don't know how, but it's almost natural because my attention is always going everywhere. Like everything I hear, everything I see, I'm like looking at it. Well, oh man, what is this? What's that? What's that? What's this? So I just realized that it was making me remember the experiences by looking at, like, remembering certain parts. It would bring back the memory of other parts when I started doing that. And it helped me stay in them longer to the point where I remember experiences that was hella long. And you'd be like, how can you remember that? And I can remember it because I've basically taught myself or trained myself to remember through those I would call it like dream keys or something. I don't know what you would call it, but key moments like in the dream that I was like that kind of would spark in like, okay, I want to remember that. So, but yeah, you never know what you might experience. So you might think you dreaming, but it's not a dream. So take that into account. Um, as far as like fear and all that stuff, you'll get over it. I'm gonna just start saying it, just being complete honest with you. Even if you do experience something that's fearful, that makes you fearful, you'll get over it. Once you realize you're not being harmed, you'll get over it. Um, I know people when it comes to negative experiences, it's like I think that sometimes hearing about negative experiences make people feel like they can be hurt, or it can make they mind go to I can be hurt. And that's why I don't really talk too much about negative experiences, even though I do talk about them. But I don't want to stain nobody's brain with no negative experience, even though I'm trying to tell you the whole time, like, look, you stronger than you think you are. You're more powerful than whatever you might come across. But at the same time, I don't think a lot of people will come across some of the things that I came across because I didn't know what the hell was going on. Y'all know what the hell going on. So it's like you already know what to do. They telling you, look, if something come to you that's negative, be like, be gone, and it's gone. So you learning stuff that I didn't have the privilege of learning when I started having out of body experiences. Mine was trial and error. So it's like even if some of the negative experiences that I experienced, even if it was something that I created something that put fear in me. So it's like it's still real, and it put fear in me, but it also taught me. So there was a lesson learned in those experiences. So it's like even though you might not experience it, you might experience your own form of getting over certain fears. And I honestly think that that's a step that everybody has to take as far as when it comes to fear, because it's like you're not gonna understand the next level if you don't conquer that fear or learn how to control that fear, because you're not just conquering it in a way in which you will never experience it again. You're just conquering it and learning how to control it. So if you end up in a space where fear comes up, you know how to get rid of it. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like you getting rid of it completely. You might need that fear one day. One day you might get scared of something that you need to be scared of. So you don't want to get rid of the fear all the way. So it's useless for everything. You know what I'm talking about? Even fear. Sometimes your fear is leading you from getting your ass whooped. Let's just be honest. Sometimes you be like, I don't want to fight this person. They are very big and scary. Run. Fear got your ass up out of there. You was about to get knocked out, put to sleep, arm in the air, twitching. All that for nothing. Fear. But if you would have tried to conquer that fear, you would have conquered the ass whoop. You would have conquered that ass whooped. But yeah. So fear ain't gonna leave you completely. Let's just be honest. It's not gonna leave you completely. You still gonna have it a little bit because you gotta understand when you leave your body. When you leave in your body and you go in places and it feels real. It is real, but you don't expect it. Once you are very clear and you're there, I don't care how much I say it's real. Until you experience it, you're gonna feel it. You're gonna look around, you're gonna see people, and you're gonna talk to people, and you're gonna be like, this is real. It's like I just went to sleep and woke right the fuck back up. And sometimes it feels just like this, and sometimes it feels even lighter, sometimes it feels even denser. Sometimes you just never know. But it's like you will know like this is real. And some of y'all that's just having these dreams that you think are just dreams, you might be feeling that and don't even realize it. You just not. It's almost like that effect where you say, like, somebody be like, man, you know, McDonald's just came out with a new burger, and that's the best burger I ever ate. And then the next 20 people be like, this was amazing. And so they hyped you up so much that by the time you experience it, you like, it wasn't nothing that special. Like, you know what I'm saying? You like, it ain't like they said it would be. And that might be the case for some people. They may be like, you know what? It's not as amazing as they say. I thought it was gonna be better. It's okay. It's okay. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta sit up here and pretend. It didn't feel that real to you. Just keep experiencing. But a lot of times y'all don't understand how real it felt because you was in it so long. Cause I know I've seen a bunch of people like talk about their experiences, and I can read it and I can tell that was a pretty long experience. And you think it was a dream, but it wasn't a dream. You just don't remember it in detail and feeling and all that stuff because the longer you was in it, because you haven't trained yourself up to be conscious within that space for long periods of time, you're gonna start to forget certain moments. Some people on their first try, they always remember that first one, and the first one sometimes can be long or it can be hella short, and they're gonna remember it because it's something that's new. But as you, but sometimes you might have already been a dreamer. You might have been somebody that already remembered your dreams a lot, but you never really understood that you've been having these out of bodies this whole time, and that's why it's not that special to you. And not saying that it's not special. It's a great thing, but I just be one people like it's not like people that have them are just like super special. Like we just like everybody else because everybody else has them. So that's what I mean when I say like it's not special. Like, but it's pretty dope. Like I ain't gonna lie about that. Like I can't lie about it. And it do feel kind of good knowing that I can do it. You know what I'm saying? And I listen to some people that be like super religious and they be like, no, God won't let you do this. No, no. And I'd be like, well, have you ever been to the other side? That's witchcraft. Put him on a stake. No. Hang his ass. That's witchcraft. Why are you leaving your body? And you're not dead. To be absent from the body is to be present with the Lord. I guess I'm always present with the Lord, baby. Yes, Lord. Let me stay in the Lord's presence. Okay, let me stop being stupid. I start talking stupid and I start forgetting what the hell I was talking about. But yeah, they not like they not that special. Like, but they are special because you experience some cool ass shit. You know what I'm saying? Just let you know, experience some cool shit. But if you somebody that's been dreaming a lot, you always been a lucid dreamer and all that stuff. A lot of times you've been having out of bodies a lot, and why you don't feel because you never seen yourself laying in a bed and you didn't get to feel the super realness, because when you come out your body, when you land in your bed in the beginning, those are always going to be the most vivid to you because you started off from the beginning. You know what I'm saying? From the beginning, you was conscious. You didn't become conscious when you left your body and you start walking around and going to different dimensions or whatever, and then you become conscious and be like, hold up, am I in an out of body? Is this a dream? You get your consciousness back and you don't know because you didn't start in the beginning. When you start in the beginning, that's why a lot of people be like, I remember from I came out my body, I floated, I did this and that, and they became conscious. Some people shift, so it might be in the body and then just shift, and now you sitting outside in the middle of the street, no cars driving around, nobody outside. Might be one person come outside. What the hell are you doing out there? And say some dumb ass shit, and you be like, why did he say that? You never know what you experience. I'm telling you, I like I've always been a dreamer. And I know I've been having out of bodies longer than I say I've been having out of bodies because I remember my dreams from when I was a kid. So a lot of those places that I've been when I was a kid, I've been back to as an adult in an out of body. So it's like, okay, so that was actually a place that I was going, and I kept going back. Like I would have these experiences where I'd be going back, and it's like, how do I know these people? But I know these people, even when I was young. So it's like you will experience some cool shit. Let's just say you experience some cool shit, and you start to remember things from your past, and you learn from things. That's why I say don't discount your dreams. Dreams is cool as shit. Like you might not think of them like out of body. Sometimes you just look at it like lucid dreaming. Lucid dreaming is like training grounds for out of bodies, in my opinion. That's what I would use it for. Is to like become confident in what I can do, because you can do almost what you can do in an out of body in a lucid dream. Itself in the out of body, you can't control like the beings or the souls that you see. You can't. But in your lucid dream, you can control the created people in your lucid dream. You can make them do what you want them to do, but you can also fly. You can also manipulate things and pick things up with your energy. The same thing, you can do that in a regular out of body. But in a regular out of body, it becomes a little harder when your mind is thinking physically, like in this physical realm. It'll become hard because your mind is naturally going to go to I can't do that in your mind. So you have to basically empty out your mind basically and just be like, you know you can do it, and you have to, you know what I'm saying? It's easy, and once you have an experience, I hope some of y'all like play around with it, like just lift objects up and play with them, break them, do whatever, like do whatever, just figure it out. You know what I'm saying? And y'all just know that I'm just here to give you some news you can use. You know what I'm talking about? I'm hella sleepy though. I ain't gonna lie to you. I've been kind of almost passing out while I've been talking to y'all, and I don't know if y'all noticed that my eyes just keep closing. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and take it in. Y'all be good. Your country cousin that. Yeah, I'm talking about.